Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Steve Bose, it's Friday. How are you?
Indeed it is, Trish. I am well, thank you. As I'm looking at myself on here, I realize I have been home for a while.
You're starting to, I feel like this time
Got
of
the
year you get the
Christmas
little
beard going.
Santa beard. Are you getting a little
Yeah,
Santa beard going on?
yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to bail on it prior to the holiday, Trish,
Oh, why is
as
that?
you and I and our friends at Lyra Health are doing a webinar next week, December 16th,
We are, yes.
on mental health and in the workplace and some of the findings from a recent research study Lyra Health did. And I'm really excited about the webinar, but I'd imagine I probably need to clean up a little bit before it, because in the age of COVID, even webinars have a video component apparently. So I probably
Isn't
will have
that
to bail.
interesting though, Steve? Like for a webinar, you feel like, okay, I've got to be more put together. For this, we're on like every other day and we'll just show up like however. If my hair is not brushed, it is today. I brushed my hair, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I'll
don't know.
wear whatever. Can I show you what I'm wearing? I actually went to a thing. I live in a small town
Huh.
outside of St. Louis called Waterloo, about 10,000 people. And we had a thing last night where you walk around the town square and you shop at all of the little small businesses to support their
Mhm.
businesses. So this one is from Crafted in the Loo, Loo, like Waterloo. It's
Oh,
the
I thought
Grinch.
I was thinking of the other meaning of Lou, which is not as nice to
I
be
know
crafting
it's not
things
as
in.
nice. Well, you know
Nice,
what?
very cool. Yeah.
I think it's because when you say you're from the Lou, you mean St. Louis, which is Lou. But if you're from
Oh,
the
okay.
Lou, Loo, it's Waterloo of St. Louis. So anyway,
Gotcha. Good to
way
know.
way more than everybody really cared to know about that. But anyway, I'm in the Christmas spirit. Can I tell you why? I watched something that got me in the Christmas spirit. I think you should watch it.
Miracle
It
on
was
34th
I'm
Street.
going to get this right. A very boy band holiday.
That feels like it's got Hallmark Channel written all
Oh
over it,
my
Trish.
gosh, no. It is Joey Fatone, and he had every boy band represented practically. 98 Degrees was there, Boys to Men, um, New Edition, Bobby
New Kids,
Brown.
New Kids on the Block, were
He
they
had
involved?
Joey McIntyre from New Kids. He
Nice.
had even O-Town, which I'm a huge O-Town person from back in the day, like making the
I
band.
heard they
And
were having some trouble getting gigs, so I'm glad O-Town was included.
O-Town has been selling out. I'm glad you mentioned that. Eric, the four of the original guys are back. Eric Michael Estrada, my favorite
All
O-Town
right,
member.
we're definitely
Anyway,
into the
we're way
weeds now.
deep. We're
We're
way
talking
deep.
about
Anyway,
like the fourth guy in O-Town.
I'll tell you what. Here's my point. If I watched it on Hulu, I don't know if it's on other stations or not, but yeah, a boy band holiday where everybody in sync, whether you like one or not, or you admit it or not, everybody has at least one they probably are okay with, and it was a cute little holiday show. So
Nice.
that's my
Yeah.
recommendation for you.
Good weekend. I probably will not watch it, but yes, thank you for that. Others may. Trish, I have some news that I think
What's
is
that?
exciting. I'm excited by it, Trish.
Okay, I'm ready.
As you know,
I'm gonna brace myself.
I've always been interested in the Pantone Color of the Year, the Pantone Color Institute, the Arbiters of Color, the Record Keepers of Color,
Yes.
all the Pantone colors, right? All the
I
symbols,
think
the
we've
numbers.
talked about them every year for
I used
probably
to write about it
12
every
or
year
13 years.
on my
Yeah,
old
yeah.
blog. We talk about it every year. The Pantone
It
Color of
sets
the
the
Year.
tone, don't you think, for the year?
It
It's like the theme.
does. I love it. I love the
Yep.
topic. I love talking about it. The Pantone Color of the Year for 2022 was announced earlier this week. It's
I'm
a
a drum roll for
brand
you.
new color that Pantone created, custom color, which is amazing. It's pretty cool. They can create their own color. It's called Very Peri, Peri, like for periwinkle.
Mhm.
And it's kind of a blue purple with a little bit of violet or like red undertones. It's a really cool color. It's
It's
not too much
close to what
purple.
you have
It is
on,
fairly close to the color of the shirt,
but more
maybe
purple.
slightly more purpley.
More purple.
I love writing about it. I love talking about it. Very Perry, it displays a sprightly, joyous attitude and dynamic
Absolutely.
presence that encourages courageous creativity and imaginative
Okay.
expression. But here's the exciting part for me. We are getting someone from Pantone on the Happy Hour podcast to talk about the color of the year, sort of what it means, a little bit about what it might mean for the world of work and the
Right.
larger society. I love
Yeah.
the topic. I don't care if no one else loves it. We've never talked to anybody from Pantone. We're working that right now, and it should happen just after the new year. How about that? I'm super
I'm
excited.
really excited to hear that because you're right. We have talked about it. I think every year, if people have followed us for a long time, or if you're new to us, here's what you and I kind of have done just over the years. I'm a huge Tournament of Roses parade fan. I watch it every year since I was little, every single year. And there's always a theme to that. And that's kind of my entrance into the new year is the theme for the Rose Parade. And you have always brought the Pantone color of the year. And so I always kind of feel like those two things combined
Yeah.
sort of set the tone for the year. So now I'm fascinated. I need to look up and see what the Rose Parade theme
Yeah,
is going
I
to
was going
be,
to
but
ask you if there was a theme yet for the Rose Parade. I don't know.
I'm
I've
sure
not.
there
No.
is. We'll talk about that next week, but yeah, I'm excited about Pantone coming on though. Color just has so much effect on our moods and on our productivity and everything at work. So yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
I'm super excited by this. Trish, a couple other things real quick from me.
Okay.
I don't know what to go with first. Okay, I'll go with this one. I'm a fan of
Oh,
spam. I've talked
you
about spam on the
are.
show. Trish,
Yes.
there was an interview with the CEO of Hormel Company, which
Okay.
manufactures spam.
Oh, is that who makes that?
Yep.
Okay.
Spam sales hit a record high for the 7th year in a row. Spam is a wildly successful pandemic era product, doing great. They're managing to keep it on shelves, and they plan to expand the Spam family of products in 22 and 2023, which I can't wait for. I don't know where like Spam candy might be fun. Spam
Oh, that would be
burgers,
interesting.
maybe a lot of things in Spam. And one thing I read was reading the article about Spam. It's extremely popular. We know it's popular in Hawaii, right? We've heard of
Yes.
this. And you go to
Mhm.
Hawaii, there's a lot of Spam on the menu. It's also very popular in South Korea, where
Oh,
Spam was
really?
introduced by U.S. soldiers
Right.
during the
Yeah.
Korean War and
Okay.
remains very
Hadn't
popular
heard
in South
that.
Korea. So congrats to our friends at Hormel. And I'm going to have some Spam this weekend for sure. I have 1 can left. I'm going to have to probably get some more.
It's interesting. So I have not been a fan. I didn't grow up eating Spam, but when my boyfriend Antonio and I went to Hawaii, you have to try it, right? You have to try it. So we went to, I think it depends on how it's cooked. I will just say that. We went to McDonald's and you can get a Spam breakfast plate. Instead of like
Yum.
sausage, they give you sliced Spam. It was a little rubbery. It was not that
Mm,
delicious at all, but we went
I
to a
believe it.
place, I think it was called the Rainbow Drive-In, I believe, and it was more of like how when you go to Canada and you get, like, a plate of, like, poutine where it has, like, all the potatoes and gravy and cheese curds,
Mhm.
all that it was something like that, but it was made with Spam at the Rainbow Drive-In, I think it's called. Anyway, delicious. So, I think if you fry it up really nicely, Spam is delicious.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
great. Hard sear on it, slice it thin, chop it up. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
just don't, like, make it like McDonald's does, that was not very delicious,
Yeah.
and I'm a McDonald's fan too, so McDonald's, sear that Spam. There you go, that's my tip.
I'm glad they offer it though, like for a breakfast option. That's great.
It was good, it came with, like, eggs and, I don't know, whatever.
Hmm.
Pancake I think it was with the pancake breakfast maybe? I
I
don't
haven't been
know.
to McDonald's in like
Oh, wait, we
19
have a
years.
good suggestion coming in. Look here, our friend George, Steve should get Hormel to make a very Perry colored Spam tone.
That might work.
George, I'll have you know that the Spam I had at McDonald's in Honolulu probably looked a little like very Perry. Unfortunately, it was a little purplish. It's kinda ugh,
Hey
but
Trish,
there you go.
I know it's a Friday. We're kind of having fun. I have like an
Yeah.
HR question for you because I just don't know the answer to
Okay.
this. You may know from your back in the day.
I have your
You were at-
answers, and can I just say that if I don't, our friend Lance Hahn,
We
my
might need
HR
like an
guy,
employment lawyer on this
will
one.
have it.
So there's an
Alright.
ugly strike going on, and it's been
Okay.
going on for a while, a worker strike at Kellogg's cereal plants in the
Oh,
Midwest. And it's been
okay.
going on for a while. Kellogg's announced recently, maybe earlier in this week, that talks have broken off between the union, the striking workers, and the company. Contract
Okay.
expired, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
They've now the company has announced they plan to permanently hire 1,400 replacement workers to replace the striking workers. Here's my question: are you allowed to do that? You're just
Yes,
allowed
you
to,
can.
when you're out on strike, you're just out, you're fired, you're done? So you have no protection
After
of
a
that?
certain amount of time and
Okay.
process, and I will say this, I won't claim to be an expert on that because I did not work in a union shop
Oh, I
as an
thought maybe
HR person.
the hospital had like
We were
unions.
actually not. We were
Okay.
not. We did. I will say this with BJC Healthcare, a lot of what when unions especially go into healthcare is because the employees are not being treated fairly and given due process and things like that. We made sure that we offered all of those benefits without being unionized.
Okay.
So we still had hearings and all the things that you would expect, but we just did it ourselves versus but no, I've definitely maybe we need like our friend Mike Vandervoort should weigh in on this because he's actually kind of my union expert when it
Yeah,
comes
or
to
we could
things like that.
find
But
like
no,
an
I
employment
believe
lawyer.
that yes,
Well,
you
okay.
have a certain amount of time and steps, but
So
yes.
that's what they're up to. But here's the second part of the story. I'll tell it real quick, which you might be interested in. So lots of people are on the side of the striking workers for various reasons, and I don't want to get into
Sure.
all the things that they're arguing about. Reddit has taken up their cause, encouraging people
Oh,
to basically spam the job application sites for these jobs, for these permanent replacement jobs, to
oh,
kind of
okay.
befuddle the Kellogg's, HR
Sure, yeah.
people and the people there. And then someone on TikTok apparently posted, they wrote some little program or a little Google Chrome extension. I'm not sure exactly how it works
Yeah.
to automate the process of going to the Kellogg's website and fake applying for the job, like filling in the information, fake uploading a fake resume, et cetera, et cetera. I went to check just before we went on the air here
Yeah.
to look to see, because I was curious, because I'm always curious about these companies. Well, who's running their ATS, right? But
Right, right.
I'm going to call it out because
Oh
it's
god.
pretty easy to find out. At least
Is
for
it
the one job I found for a
is it
permanent
Workday?
production associate job at Kellogg's in Omaha, their career site's powered by Success Factors. So here's the question for our friends at
Ooh.
Success Factors: if this is really happening and
Like,
Kellogg's
what
is
do you
being
do?
bombarded by fake applications, will our friends at Success Factors be able to kind of help them out? So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I don't know really if they're getting lots of fake applications. I just know people are saying to do that.
Attempting to, right, yeah.
So there you go. That's my story.
I will just say in general, again, I don't know about this particular one, but I think anytime there's that breakdown, you've got to find a way to come back together because just the bad press and all of this extra effort that people are putting in, and now the company has to take focus away on actually making product to deal with that. Like just get back to talks, right? Like just bring it back together,
I'm looking at this job description
figure it
too,
out.
by the way, and it says for non-maintenance positions in this factory, the starting hourly wage is $21.72 per hour,
Wow.
with growth
Okay.
up to $28 to $35 an hour. Production equipment maintenance positions start between $36 and $39 an hour, which is that's not bad. That's
That's
pretty
not
good.
bad.
$39 an hour, 40. That's about an $80,000 job.
Yeah, I mean, that's a critical job too. I mean, many, many years ago, my first job was with Manpower. And so we did a lot of industrial type temping. And so I got to go in all the time and I used to work at GE making, where they make the light bulbs and the temps would package them. But yeah, watching the people that actually work on those lines, it's a very complex job. Yeah, I also got to work at Nabisco where they made the egg beaters. You ever see those in the carton, like the
Oh, yeah,
fake
yeah.
like the liquid eggs.
Mhm.
But yeah, watching those lines and how they work and if something stops and yeah, having talented people to be able to, I think that's probably worth every bit of $80,000 to take care of
All
those
right.
lines. So good stuff. Hey, we went a little long, but
Let's
it's
get
our
out of
show.
here. It's the
That's
weekend.
okay. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hi to our friend George again. And yeah, we'll check with our friends at Success Factors on what they think about that. And then also with Mike Vandervoort. I'd love to hear what he says about the unions in general. So, all right. Have a great weekend, everyone.